He couldn't pull the trigger like we wanted him to. So it's boxing. So hats off to Conor Benn and his team. They did a great fucking job.
I think he's a good trainer. I don't think he's a strong trainer. And when I say that is as in strong. Put your foot down. Don't take no shit from anybody else outside the camp. That's where he's not strong. I think he's a very smart trainer, and he gets it.
I think it's regrettable, but again, that's their choice. I've got my views on it, but that's...
Chris Eubank Jr.'s camp has officially been shaken to its core. After his brutal loss to Conor Benn, the news broke that his coach has ended their contract, a move that instantly sent shockwaves across the boxing world. But behind the headlines, behind the outrage, and behind the speculation, lies a much deeper story. One of frustration, physical collapse, unfair circumstances, and a fighter who walked into the ring already carrying a mountain on his back. According to early...
I said, man, fuck it, we bored. We doing it for the legacy. You know what I'm saying? So...
Eubank highlights a crucial point.
Reactions from within Eubank's team, the split wasn't about a lack of talent or dedication. In fact, those close to Eubank insist he gave every ounce of himself in that fight. But when a fighter is drained, exhausted, and handed circumstances that strip away his biggest strengths, even world-class skill can
be able to sustain throughout the fight. Watch. And he usually slows down between 6 and 7. You slow down, that's okay.
Get overshadowed. And that's exactly what happened here. Eubank was one of the first to highlight a crucial reality many fans overlooked. Conor Benn came out firing with tremendous early energy. But the real problem wasn't Benn's explosiveness. It was the state Chris Eubank Jr. entered the ring in.
I think some people take advantage of his weakness, of being a nice guy. And I think that's what's happened right now. That debacle of... And I understand what he's trying...
of extreme weight cutting had already taken a toll on his stamina, explosiveness, and clarity. Eubank stressed that this clash wasn't just about skill versus skill. It was about physical survival versus physical collapse. Chris didn't just fight Benn. He fought his own...
He knows the kid inside out. He knows how he works. He knows all the mechanics behind that kid and how to motivate and get the best out of him. We've seen it. And to get rid of him now at this point, I think it's a bad move.
A depleted body. Johnny Nelson backed that sentiment, emphasizing that Chris's integrity and clean approach to the sport were used against him. In Nelson's eyes, Eubank Jr.'s loss wasn't a true representation of his skill or fighting heart. Instead, it showcased how the sport sometimes rewards ruthlessness and punishes fighters who try to compete on pure merit. Chris Eubank Jr.
I don't know. I mean, I don't like fights keep jumping and changing trainers. I don't like that. I like fights to be settled. But, it is what it is. It is what it is. I mean,
may have walked away defeated, but his character, determination, and willingness to face adversity remain intact. And that makes him far from finished. Duke McKenzie also stepped forward, pointing out how deeply Chris's coach understood him, mentally, physically, and emotionally. Ending their partnership now, right after such a...
They choose you, fighters choose you. Then they use you to get where they need to be. Then they accuse you when everything goes wrong. And when they've left and gone somewhere else, then they start to abuse you by doing interviews, slagging you off. And that happens more times.
Draining defeat could destabilize Chris at a time when he needs familiarity the most. McKenzie believes the bond they shared inside and outside the ring was a major part of Chris's foundation. Losing that during a period of recovery might complicate the rebuilding process. But at the same time,
Tony will bring him old school values. He won't tinker with him too much.
It could push Chris toward a fresh direction that reignites his mentality. Frank Warren then weighed in with one of the most straightforward takes. He warned that constantly switching trainers is one of the biggest mistakes fighters make. Stability breeds confidence, and frequent changes disrupt rhythm, timing, and trust.
I think the only thing he did wrong was not being strong enough to put his foot down. But he wasn't in a position to do that. And I think financially, now hopefully he's in a position that if he gets a fight coming through, the rules are, I'm the trainer, I'm the coach, you stay out there, this is my job. If you hired me to do a job, let me do our job, keep out of it. So his only crime is being too nice.
Aaron made it clear that Eubank has always had the raw ability and potential to win big fights, but chaos in the corner opens the door for unnecessary pressure. In his view, Chris needs consistency, not another mental reset. Dominic Ingle brought attention to the unfair criticism raining down on the coaching staff. He insisted the team made sound decisions, but the circumstances surrounding the fight put Chris at a disadvantage no trainer could fix. Weight cuts, fatigue, and fight week pressure can break even the strongest fighters physically.
He knows why he's doing it. More kudos to him. It's his career. And he's got that right to change teams. You know, coaches change teams all the time. Fighters come and go and everything. If he feels like that's the best move for his career, then more kudos to him. I support.
Ingle argued that the fault doesn't lie with the corner, but with the conditions that stripped away Chris's sharpness long before he stepped into the ring. Gareth A. Davies echoed the need for stability. He highlighted that Chris performs best under structure, discipline, and strong technical guidance. While the split with his coach is significant, Davies believes Chris can rise again, but only if he finds a stable voice in his corner that balances technical polish with mental toughness. Raw talent is important, but in moments like this, smart coaching becomes everything. Once again, Johnny Nelson returned.
But this isn't the first time he's gone into different environments to learn from different people, and you know, obviously, if that's the case, great people to learn from as well.
To defend Chris Eubank Jr.'s character. He addressed the narrative that Chris is too nice, calling it a complete misconception. Being respectful and composed does not equal weakness. Chris showed courage in the ring, and the challenges he faced were largely external. Nelson believes that with the right support system, Chris can rebuild and remind the boxing world that resilience is just as important as aggression. Virgil Hunter added a grounded perspective. He emphasized that Chris has every right to make decisions that he feels are best for his career.
Did tip you back to win this return fight. But, however, you know, and the whole world knows now, he can't do the weight. He looked an absolute shell. He wasn't even a shell. He looked decimated going into that fight. Just looked like a bag of bones. The minute he did his ring walk, or once I saw him take his gown off, I realised from that point...
Trainers come and go. It's part of boxing. Losing a coach like Bolmek is tough, but it doesn't diminish Chris's talent or determination. Hunter even suggested that this shakeup might bring new strategies, new perspectives, and renewed hunger. Eddie Hearn also contributed important insight. Chris has never been afraid to work with different trainers or adapt to different training styles. In Hearn's eyes, this isn't a setback. It's an opportunity. Training with new voices could sharpen his tools, tighten his weaknesses, and elevate his ring IQ. Instead of seeing the split as a career slide, Hearn encourages fans to view it as a potential revival. Duke McKenzie doubled down on the weight cut issue, reminding fans that Chris entered that fight already drained.
Conor Benn's not great, but he did a job on Eubank, and I shouldn't say I feel sorry for Eubank. I only feel sorry for him because I know the pain he's had to go through to make the weight. However, 10 million quid will make you feel a lot better the next day, but you want to be able to live to spend that money. The truth is, nobody knows the damage that's been done, physically or even psychologically, the long-term damage that would have been.
A fighter who isn't physically at his best can't display their true abilities. The loss shouldn't be viewed as a decline in skill, but as a reflection of brutal physical strain. Fans must understand that when a fighter is depleted, their performance becomes a fraction of what they are truly capable of. Dominic Ingle then expanded on that viewpoint, bringing attention to the physical and psychological toll weight cutting takes. Even elite fighters lose sharpness, speed, and explosiveness when the body is drained. Chris didn't lose because of lack of training or poor preparation. He lost because he wasn't physically equipped to perform at the level he normally does. Adam Smith added that Chris lacked his usual movement and snap, while Benn executed his game plan effectively. But Smith stressed the same truth. Chris's flatness wasn't due to being outclassed. It was due to exhaustion.
For me, the fight didn't live up to the expectations. I'm extremely underwhelmed. How they pulled that off. Very, very, very poor fight. Disappointing. It came alive in the last round. That's it. The last round it happened, and Conor Benn got the win. Rightly so. But Eubank tonight didn't turn up. Old overnight. His legs weren't in it.
World-class fighters can crumble under extreme weight demands. Derek Chisora brought up a rarely discussed factor: the financial and psychological pressure involved in making weight. Chris sacrificed strength, comfort, and energy just to hit the number. Fans often forget that behind every fight is a mental and physical battle just to step onto the scales. In the end, despite all these challenges, setbacks, and criticism, one thing remains clear: Chris Eubank Jr. is far from done. His spirit, talent, and warrior mentality are still very much alive. The coach's departure stings, the loss hurts, and the weight cut damaged his performance. But none of that defines his career. This chapter is painful, yes, but it might also be the spark that leads to his greatest comeback.
Yeah, that's sort of what everyone's saying. I think that Conor Benn boxed really well. I thought he was smart behind the jab. I thought the jab's excellent tonight to head, hands and body. I thought his body shots were good. His movement, Conor Benn put a standout performance on. If you look at Chris, I thought he looked flat. I thought he was sort of stuck in the mud.
I'm back. Now the question is simple. What should Chris Eubank Jr. do next? Should he look for a new coach immediately? Or take time to recover, reassess, and rebuild both his mind and body? Boxing fans, it's your turn. Drop your thoughts below. The story isn't over. Not even close.